Okay, well, that was fast. Y'all didn't waste no time. Okay, so hi guys, thank you so much for hopping on. Michaela and Kristen and I have kind of been like rotating Zooms for the last month and a half or so, and as much as I could get on here every time it's my turn and just like talk about anything because I just could get passionate about anything. I don't want y'all to get sick of my face. I don't want you guys to get sick of my voice. And I feel like it would be super selfish of me to not share the fire that we have on our team that's happening. So last time, you guys might remember, I talked to Megan, and now I have on someone else who, so funny. We used to not like each other. Um, that's a whole different story. We used to not like each other. And this business brought us together, and she joined, and she like knocked out her VIPs. She went 4K and got her iPad bonus, went 12K, got her $12,000 bonus, never lost her rank, constantly top PPA on my team. And she's amazing. So her name's Julianne Lundy, and some of y'all probably follow her because I posted her name in our team page, and people were like, "Oh my god, I love her." So some of you guys probably follow her. Her Facebook, it like stays popping, and she's super super good with social media. So you can go ahead and unmute yourself. You got it?
I think.
There we go. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
So really quick, because you're not network marketing, will you kind of share like how you got it and like what your network marketing like and like what brought you to this point?
You got cut out like crazy. I heard network marketing and what got me to this point.
Yeah. Can you share like what brought you into the industry and like how you are where you are right now?
Yeah. So I actually started with a different network marketing company, which I was a health and fitness coach online. And I did that for almost 5 years. And I honestly never really got anywhere. And I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm good at what I do. Like, I'm good at talking. I'm good at sharing. Like, I'm good at not being salesy. And I just wasn't getting where I wanted to be with my previous company. And it was right after I had Scarlett, who was 15 months old, that I saw you post that you just got a free Cadillac. And I seen that, and I'm like, dang, I'm paying $410 a month for my car, and this girl's driving. And I was like, okay, I need to give me, or maybe I bought a Mini for me and my husband, or maybe you gave us one, I forget. And as soon as we tried those minis, like day one, my husband was like, okay, he's like, I think you should do this. And he like literally bought my kit for me. He was like, okay, I'm going to give you $400. We're going to get this kit and we're going to do this. Like, I was never a customer. I started with a mini and went straight to promoter. And that day I was like, okay, I'm ending this with my previous company, which I had been thinking about it as I was watching you. Honestly, it was your post. I was seeing you post, and I don't even think we were friends at that point because we had unfriended each other because of previous business stuff. But I was still stalking your page, so I would go check out your page, and I'm seeing like, dang, like this girl's doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, I've been with this company for 5 years, and I haven't gotten anywhere. So I got our promoter kit, and I think within like 12 hours, I hit VIP 800, and within 10 days, I know I hit both 1600 and 800. And then I want to say I hit 4K before 2 weeks. And it was literally sharing the product. That's all I was doing, was sharing what the product did for me, what the product did for my husband, and that was it. And I was so nervous because I was like, okay, people are going to be like, oh, you were just a coach for 5 years. You said you were doing this with that company and now you just left them. And honestly, it wasn't like that at all. Like, I lost a few friends, but obviously they weren't my friends if they're going to leave my friend. But that's how I got here where I am now. Did I answer that?
Yeah, you did. Sorry, my husband came down and I was like, we want. So I just want to jump into it. Like, you are a social media queen. I unfollow a lot of like the leaders on our team just so my feed isn't kind of clogged up. But you are somebody who every other day I go and I'm like, okay, well, on social media, post it because you're so good at it and have really kind of like grabbing people's attention. I feel like without being my product, join my team, my opportunity. So can you share a little bit of, like, how you come up with, or like how you kind of like create the things that draw people to you?
Honestly, I it's hard. Like even when my team asks me, like, "Oh, what can I post? Like, what should I post to get people on?" And for me, it's sharing my life. It's sharing my kids. It's sharing my family. If you scroll through my page, you'll see very few posts that are like Thrive, DFTs, shakes. I more or less I share what I'm doing all day long, because then people are like, well, how does this girl have energy when her daughter's 15 months old? She never sleeps. She has a newborn. She has a 6-year-old. Like, she's a stay-at-home mom. And for them, they're looking at it and they're like, okay, well, she's still able to run this business. She's still got all this energy. She's always in a great mood. And honestly, I think that's what attracts them to messaging me and just saying, hey, okay, I'm just curious, what are these products? And it's not because I'm putting out a DFT sticker here and one on my forehead and like, hey, my life and my day-to-day activities. I probably posted something on my story at least every hour throughout the day. And it's just something as simple as me, where'd you just go? You're gonna drop us back to just your pretty little face there? It's me just honestly sharing my life and sharing my story. And every now and then I'll put posts on where it's like, okay, well, look, I like the way my ass looks in these pants today. Oh, thanks to my 3 steps. But I'm never throwing out there, oh, it's Thrive that's doing it. I always refer to it as 3 steps. And it's normally, I'll just throw like a hashtag saying like so much energy or got so much done today because of my 3 steps. But it's never like a long drawn out post, Thrive, Thrive, Thrive.
Okay, I don't know if it's like my internet or your internet, but like I heard everything and then it stopped and then it was like and it just like caught up really fast.
You keep cutting out on me. So I wonder if anybody else, I wonder if we could ask them who's cutting out for them.
You're cutting out on me.
It's all cutting out, they're saying.
Cutting out on my end too.
Let me try to move. Maybe it's because I'm in my kitchen. My kitchen is horrible. I'm not gonna sit there.
I got my Wi-Fi on.
My Wi-Fi is on too, but that don't mean anything because I have Spectrum, and Spectrum is horrible. Okay, so maybe that will work. Okay, so I like what you said. I'm sorry. I liked what you said about how like you'll share your 3 steps, and I hope this is better. The lighting makes me look better here too. I don't look so bad. My kitchen, you guys, like even my phone call is dropping in my kitchen. It's like absolutely terrible. Okay, so I like what you said about how you're not like, oh, Thrive, 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 DFT on your forehead. Like it's not uncommon for if you make a post that's like blatantly about your products that people are going to scroll right past it. They're not going to read it. They're not going to pay attention because they're like, this girl is just trying to sell me something, I said something earlier on my page and all I said was, how it feels good. Like my husband took a picture of me holding my son the other day and I didn't look at it and go, ugh, I'm so fat. And I said, changing my vitamins has changed my life because it's helped me get my body back and helps me feel good. And I had a few people message me from that and they're just like, what are you doing? Like I'm not about that life where, there's companies who like hide the name of their products and they're like putting their hands over it and like little emojis over the names, trying to like be secret about the company. Like I'm not about that. I'll tell you all day, every day, I'm with Lavelle, the products are Thrive, but I'm not just going to blast them on my page like that. Like if they ask, sure, I'll tell them, but I'm not just going to be like Thrive, 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 Thrive. Because I just think that's like super spammy and super salesy and like you want to grab them in. And I love that a majority of what you post, like you do talk about the products and you do talk about the business, but you're not like in every other post, like business post or in every other post being a product post. Like I remember, what stands out to me the most probably is when you were pregnant, like you posted about like throwing up on your bathroom floor. I remember that. And you were like, I had to go to Target and like read in my bathroom. Like you are sharing your life and like you're sharing how you waited until the next morning because you weren't having it and then you took your Thrive or your 3 steps and you felt good and actually sharing those things because, and I always say this like in our separate team page, I've made videos about it, is like, don't be so vanilla. And I think, classifying like vanilla is like you're boring, like you're trying to please everybody, you're too scared to say something because you don't want to offend somebody or lose a friend. Like be you, be who you are, like talk about what you believe in. And I mean, don't like purposely offend anybody, of course, but, and be respectful, but like, don't like pull back on who you are, because your vibe attracts your tribe. And I'm attracting like-minded people. Like by me putting out exactly who I am, I'm attracting like-minded people that I'm going to be able to work with a lot better. If I'm putting out there an energy that's not me, I'm going to attract that energy that's not me, and I'm not going to be able to work well with them. So like, you know, you and I are completely different people. Like, we raise our kids differently. We have different parenting choices, but, you know, we're attracted to each other in like a business sense because we just don't give a damn. Like, I respect you, you respect me, and we put it out there, and like, that's it. So, you know, what you put out there is what you're going to bring in. So I think it's super important to just be yourself. Like, don't be afraid to share who you are, or think someone's not going to like you, or someone's going to think differently because of you. Like, just be yourself. I could go on a whole tangent about that. Okay. So the next question came from Christy. And she wants to know, because you sling minis like you do, like you sling minis like a pimp in the club throws his $1. Like, I'm just serious. Like, every day, other day, you're like mini. So how do you get your minis out? And after that, how do you turn them into customers? You're muted. Yeah, you're muted.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
If anybody notices, anybody that follows me, I don't know the last day to post about minis on my page. I'm telling you, it's probably been months since I've actually put a post on my page. What I've been doing is, when people come to me and they're asking me about the 3 steps, and then when they're like, oh, I don't know if I can afford that, you know, that's too much, then I throw out, well, I can give you a sample for $25 so that you can try it before committing to the whole month. And that's how I've been getting a lot out, is because most people, when they come to you never trying it, they're like, oh, you know, $150 seems like a lot. But when I'm like, okay, well, I can let you sample that for $25, then a majority of them, I think I've maybe had 2 people ever tell me no, and I'm like, it's $25. Like, what do you spend? A majority of my minis. In the beginning, I was putting the posts on Facebook for the minis, but I feel like the first time I did it, okay, I got tons of hits on it, and then after that, I feel like it was redundant. Like, now I've already offered this, and I have the same friends. They didn't want it before, so I wasn't getting as much interaction. So I didn't focus so much on posting it on my page anymore. I started offering it to the people who come to me for a full experience, and then they were kind of set off by the price. And then after they try it, 99% of them fall in love. So they want the full experience. I never, ever offer the mini before I discuss the products with them, before we discuss the price. I never just throw the mini out there, because I don't want them to take that mini before they take a full experience. I would rather obviously get a full experience in their hand, but if they're turned off by that price, that's when I'm like, okay, well, I can let you trial it for 3 days or 6 days for $25. And then that's where a majority of people are like, okay. And that's how I get most of my customers, is from the mini experiences.
Okay, I don't want to cut you off real quick, but people say that you're so really choppy. Are you like far away from you?
I don't think so. I can see it, like from where I'm sitting, I can see it.
Oh.
Am I still choppy?
Yeah.
Let me see if I shut off. See, because you're cutting out for me. Hold on. Let me shut off my Wi-Fi and see if that works.
Okay.
Now, am I choppy?
Yes, still very choppy. Yes.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm walking through the house now. Hold on. Sorry, babe. I got
it might be better, but it was just like for a second right after you shut your Wi-Fi off, it was still kind of like, eh.
Now am I choppy?
It doesn't seem to be.
Okay, let's see. I'll sit in the playroom.
Okay.
Nope, not choppy right now.
What you gotta do? Okay.
See, now you're choppy as can be to me.
I'm choppy?
Yeah, what'd you just say?
I said, I don't remember what I said.
Katie, you said do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you gotta do something. Okay, so back to where you were. That's how you got minis out. How do you turn them into customers?
Now, honestly, it's just I'm huge on following up with them. So I make sure first morning, that morning, bright and early, I'm messaging them like, hey, make sure you're starting your 3 steps today. You do it this way, ... Take your 2 capsules, then take your shake. And I follow up with them throughout the day. So I make sure that I'm staying on top of it. So I'll message them a few hours later, like, hey, how are you feeling? I just want to know how it's going. And if they have, I'm like, what happened there? And 90% of them are like, oh, I feel amazing. Like I've been doing laundry all day, or I go back to sleep when I get out of work, but today I didn't take my nap. And then I make sure I stay. I noticed a lot of people will fall off around on day 2. Like you don't follow up with them because you're like, oh, I followed up on day 1. I follow up every single day. So every single day, day 2, I'm messaging them like, hey, it's day 2. I'm so excited to see, if you feel a difference from day 1. Same thing with day 3. And then normally by day 3, they're like, okay, I'm ready. Like I'm ready to buy a full month. So honestly, following up, I say, is huge. Don't just sell somebody a mini and then walk away and be like, okay, they're going to come back to me when they're done with the mini. No, I make sure I stay on top of it each day. Just like, hey, I'm just checking in with you. I just want to see how day 2 is going. Am I still being choppy?
For a second, but you're good now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I feel that too. And I feel like a lot of come to me and they have a hard time closing after that mini. I'm like, well, did you stay in touch during those 3 days? Like how did they like it? And I think it's super important because there are people who have started off with 2 capsules and they're like, I was super jittery. So I'm like, okay, so why don't we cut back to 1 in the morning and like for lunch? But if I didn't follow up with them, they would have taken their 2 capsules day 1, felt the jitters, and been like, I don't want this. I don't. But because I talked them through it and I was like, well, we're going to split it up. And like, did you have a whole shake or half a shake? When did you take it? Did you take it on an empty stomach? Like, how did you do it? Then I can kind of like tweak what they've done because our system, the Thrive experience, is very customizable to anybody. So it's important that they're feeling the best that they can feel. And something that I just kind of do, and only do this obviously if you can afford it, is when they're loving their mini, I will give them an order. So I will tell them, like, you paid $25 for your mini experience. If you order it within your 3 days that you're on it, I'll give you that $25 back. Or if you order it like in your first week or, the week after your 3 days, I'll give you at least free shipping, like some kind of a thank you to help you order. Because people love off. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Your girl has added so much money to the cart just to get some free shipping. And I know that we've all done it and we've all been there. So even just offering free shipping to someone or just doing what you can afford, or sending them a worth of rest or some Activate samples or anything that you have to get them to order. People love free stuff. They love free stuff. So follow up, giving any incentives that you can.
Katie?
Yeah.
What if someone's kind of iffy and they say, I want to talk to my husband about it? How do I try to get them to try the 3 days?
So my answer to that one is that it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. I'm just honest, they're like, go around and do something that intentionally or purposely upset my husband, but there's been plenty of times I bought this, or hey, I did this, or hey, I booked this, and he's like, oh.
I feel like she's using it as an excuse as if she's not sure if she wants to do it.
So it kind of depends to me. Like if it's on the promoter side and somebody's like, I need to like talk to my husband or support me, my answer to that is that if your husband doesn't support your dream, get a new husband, not a new dream. That's my answer to that question. But if you think she's using it as an excuse, like honestly, there are just some people in this world who will find an excuse for anything. Support it. My husband want me to, or I need to do some research. I'll have those people who like want to research and yada. But if she talks to her husband about trying a 3-day mini experience, I don't buy that for a second. To be completely honest.
Right. I use my husband as an excuse on a lot of things too. And like, well, let me talk to my husband.
Oh yeah, if somebody invites me somewhere, I'm like, Tony's got plans.
Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
Yeah. So, but if it's for a mini, I just tell them like, I'm the kind of person, I'm a straight shooter. I'll say, look, ask him to forgive you later. Don't ask him for permission first. Julie, do something like if it gives you that kind of an objective about
I'm always, anytime I get like, oh, I got to talk with my husband about it, I'm always like, well, if they want to talk to me, like, I'll talk to him. Like, if he has any questions at all, like, I'll gladly answer them. Like, I can give you my phone number and we can all have a 3-way chat. And 90% of the time, they're like, you know what? Never mind. I'll just go with it. Because I'm like, I'm up for it. Like, I will talk to him for you. Like, you want me to talk to him? I'll talk to him. And then they're like, oh, you know what? I'll just try it. I'll just do it.
You know, back when Brittany Haynes was starting, talking to her husband Brad, and he was kind of like back and forth, and I was like, do you want him to talk to Tony? Like, do you want to get them like talking to each other? She jumped, she did it, and now she's okay. So
maybe I could try sending her a follow-up message and say, hey, have you talked to your husband? You know, I'm willing to put him in a 3-way chat, or, you know, send a message you can read to him or something.
Yeah, I would follow up. I would follow up again, but if she keeps using him as an excuse over and over again, I doubt that she really has to ask him. I think it's
Okay. Thank you.
problem. Okay, so the next question for you was obviously like your Facebook stays popping, your social media stays popping, but what are your behind the scenes, like your IPA, your DMOs, like daily method of operations, whatever people say? What do you do behind the curtain that you think contributes to your success that people might not see, like on your forefront?
I wish I could be that person that sat here and said, okay, I have everything organized. I got a book and I write it down. 9 a.m. I do happy birthdays. That I'd be lying. Like, that would be complete bullshit, because I honestly, no, I'm not even kidding. Like, I honestly have no organization whatsoever. Like, I completely wing it. And when I say I wing it, every day I might do the same things, but it's never in the same order. It's not like I wake up in the morning, I do my follow-ups, and then I do happy birthdays, and then I interact on posts, because I don't. Honestly, it's just like, okay, if I wake up in the morning, the baby's ready to eat, I'll have her on a boob and I'm messaging people here. And then I gotta get Grace into school, so I'll come back home and then I'll do my interactions on my feed. It's honestly the best part about this business is being able to do what you can when you can. I don't have to have a set schedule. I don't have to say, okay, at 9 a.m. I have to do this. At 10 a.m. I have to do this. No, if at 9 a.m. I'm busy, well then at 10 a.m. that's when I'll do my follow-ups, or vice versa. And that's I like the flexibility of it. I think for me personally, if I wrote down and I had an appointment for 9 a.m. I have to do this, 10 a.m. I wouldn't do it. I'm late for everything. Like, literally, they call us the late Lundys because we are late for everything. So I'm no good with schedules. I'm no good with time restrictions. I love the flexibility of this. I love that I can do it around my schedule, my kids' schedule, my husband's schedule. And I think that's the best part for me. So I really wish I could give like better tips on how, because I suck with organization. I really do.
I feel you on every single level. I was just going through some old covers the other day, and I had like this Erin Condren organizer. If you guys aren't familiar with Erin Condren, they're like really expensive organizers. And a few years ago when I was in my last business, I said, you know, this year, damn it, I'm getting organized. Like, I'm going to do it. And I bought this $50 planner, and I opened it up the other day when I found it, because it was from like 2017, and I lost it. That's how organized I am. And I opened it up, and the damn thing was empty. Like, I bought this really expensive organizer, saying if I spend this much money on it, because I'm frugal, like I'm cheap, and so if I spend this much money on it, I'm gonna use it. Like, and I still didn't use it. So, and I love it. Like, I might have a list of things that I'm gonna do. Like, I do my happy birthdays, and I do interact with people, and I do follow up, and I do create conversations. But it's not like A, B, C, D in that order. It's not 9, 10, 11, 12, lunchtime, feed the baby, follow up. I do it when I can. I do it when I'm in the car. If we go to the city, my husband's driving, and I'm following up with people on my phone. Baby's napping on my boobs, I am doing happy birthdays, like, while I'm waiting for lunch to cook. And people ask me, I think they just want like some secret sauce. Like, oh, you know, I see what you're posting on your page, but like, what's the secret that you're doing? And it's like, there is no secret. I'm literally just having conversations all day, every day. There's a conversation happening. It goes down in my DMs. I probably get more notifications on my Messenger than I do on my actual Facebook, because I'm in my Messenger more than I'm on Facebook. Like, look at my page. I just snapped the bucket. I probably post something on Facebook like 1 to 2 times a day just so I can stay like in those feeds, because that's your storefront, right? So like think about like a Walmart. Walmart advertises with commercials, and they tell you that they're open by having like billboards and sales in the newspaper weekly, whatever. But the magic happens when people come into the store. Walmart's not making money by putting these ads out, okay? They're making money when people come into the store. So your messenger is them coming into the store. I don't post on Facebook 10 times a day. That's not going to make me money. That's going to keep me relevant in people's feeds. But that's not going to make me money. It's not going to make anybody money. So it goes down in my messenger. I'm just conversating with people all the time. I'm just being a friend. I'm not being super spammy and super weird. I'm just a friend. So I like that too. Did you have any like side tips that you wanted to throw in? Anything? You're just like queen at social media. Like I feel like I could sit here and pick your brain on social media all day long. Or if anybody has any questions, put them in the comments as well. But did you have any extra tips?
I seen Brittany ask, can you hear me?
Yeah, Brittany said, how do you make new friends?
Honestly, my biggest thing is I am extremely active in groups. I'm in probably 5 mom groups, and I post in them daily. I interact in them daily. I comment underneath of other people's posts in the mom groups. I post in the groups. I make sure I respond to every single person who comments underneath of it. And it could be something as simple as posting a picture of my kid and saying, oh, let me see your babes. And then every mom wants to share their babes out there. So then I'm commenting back to them like, oh, I love your daughter's bow, or, oh, your son is so adorable. And that's getting interaction back. And I notice I get lots of followers from mom groups. And a lot of the people who message me privately I'm not even friends with. Like, I'm not friends with them on Facebook at all. And it's because they're following me from a mom group. If you don't have kids, join a dog group. If you don't have dogs, join a toothpaste group. Like, join like something that intrigues you, something that you're interested in. Get in groups. I'm telling you, because that's where I get a majority of my friend requests from, and that's where I get a majority of my follows from, is from those groups and being active in those groups too.
You know, and there's literally a group for everything. Like everything and anything. I love moms groups. I'm in a few moms groups. My personal observation is that I've noticed that a lot of people in groups are in network marketing. So I kind of try to like think outside the box a little bit. Like there's nothing wrong with moms groups. Obviously that's what works for you. I get notifications too. It's like, oh, she shared her post into this moms group and she shared this. Like I get those notifications for you, but I'm in groups for like, I have like this weird phobia of like, not necessarily germs, but like sick, like being sick, like physically ill. It makes me like, ugh. So I'm in a group for that. I'm in a group for like Instant Pots. I'm in a group for, I don't know. I'm just in the, like, just think outside the box. There's great.
I'm also, I'm in a lot of bow groups also. We all know that I love bows. Like my girls never go a day without wearing bows. And I'm in like 3 different groups with just bows. And it's just moms posting pictures of the kids wearing bows.
There are groups for like literally everything: video games, cooking, crocheting, grandmas, dogs, like, you know, religious beliefs, or, you know, any kind of belief or opinion, like Trump haters, Trump supporters. Like, I'm not going to get into politics, but like, you get what I'm saying. There's literally anime groups. Like, find something that you love. Because
I like to post things on my page that I know people are going to share. So things that people are going to share are things that people can relate to. So I posted like a post about something. I think I said something like, oh, if your secret's safe with me and my husband. That got like 20,000 shares. And it's because people can relate to it. 99% of women tell their significant others everything somebody else tells them. Like, so you want to post things that people are going to share, because it's also getting other people to see your name. It's getting your face out to other people. So they're going to click on your name and then scroll down through your page, and they might come across a post where you're like, oh, you know, I got so much energy today. And I'm like, oh, I want that energy. Let me message her. So definitely posting things that are shareable.
There's been so many times too where like I've seen a post that was shared that I love, and I'm like, who is this person? And I went and I creeped on it.
Yeah.
Another side note too is when you're in your groups, so like post on your Facebook what relates to those groups. So you're not going to join the cat group and make friends and add people and get to know all these cat lovers, and then on your page be posting about dogs, right?
I agree.
Like,
yeah.
So you add a lot of people with your mom's groups, and you post a lot of like parenting content. Like I was up all night, the kids are sick, Grayson said something witty and super sarcastic, but like you couldn't help but laugh, and like all these things that moms can relate to because you add moms, because you grow your network with moms. So make sure that you're posting relevance to the people that you're adding, because you don't want adding all these people means nothing if you're not going to be connecting with them on that level. So let me see if there's any other questions.
Another tip I think I'd like to put out there too is another thing that I do a lot of is if somebody does come to me for a mini, if they're like, hey, you know, I want to sample it for 3 days, I always offer them, I'm like, okay, well, it's going to be $25 for a 3-day mini, or I'll give you $25 off a full experience. 90% of those people are like, oh, I'll take the $25 off rather than spending $25 for 3 days of a mini. So that's something I offer to everybody that comes to me for a mini. If they come to me for a mini, I'm offering them $25 off. I'm like, okay, you can pay $25 for a 3-day mini, or I'll give you $25 off if you'll go with a full month right now.
Yeah, and I've seen that you shared that like in your chat, I think a few weeks ago, and somebody was like, well, it was $25 off because, you know, it broke down to less money per day doing it that way.
Yep.
Okay, so the next question was, if y'all aren't asking questions right now, you're nuts, because this girl's like a social media, like top enroller, just like queen. Okay, so what are your 5 daily non-negotiables? I mean, there are definitely some days where like maybe I miss my birthday, like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, hey, I hope you had a good day today, my bad. Like, sorry, but what are some things you do every day?
Okay, I'll admit I suck with birthdays. I do. And what I tend to do with birthdays is instead of wishing them, and I know people are gonna be like, oh, but instead of wishing them happy birthday on their birthday, I wish them happy birthday the next day. So I do my birthdays a day behind. Listen, because I always say, I'm always like, oh, happy belated birthday. I'm so sorry I missed it yesterday, but who's thinking of you today? Me. Because then they start laughing. It engages with me. So then instead of me feeling like I'm creeping in their inbox like everybody else, like wishing them happy birthday, they get bombarded on their birthday. But the following day, guess whose inbox is open? So they're going to see my message when I'm like, hey, happy birthday. Sorry, belated birthday. You know, I'm sorry I missed it. And then they're like, oh, you know, thank you.
That is like the most genius thing, I think, because everybody.
You hear my husband? He's like, you're telling all your secrets.
So you're late.
That is genius.
You're late for life, late for appointments, late for birthdays.
Right. That's why I'm like, and I'll literally, and half the time I'll literally be like, sorry, they call me the late Lundy, you know?
Yeah.
It builds that connection.
That's so genius because they have how many people messaging them, how many people posting on their wall on their birthday.
Exactly.
So like one that sticks out the day after, it's, oh my gosh. Oh God.
Now everybody's going to be getting belated birthday wishes.
Okay. So let me see.
Okay, wait, no, back. I didn't even answer your question now. So back to back to my 5 non-negotiables. I would definitely say I post first thing in the morning. So as soon as I wake up, I always make sure I put a post on my page. But that's just me. I know you only put a couple posts a day. Me, I probably post on my page 10 times a day. And it's more just because I like interacting with people. I'm bored too. So I like getting some sort of interaction with people. But I definitely, as soon as I wake up in the morning, like before I even wake Grayson up, I'm posting something on my page. And it's never like, oh, Thrive related. It'll be like either like, oh, you know, Scarlett was up all night last night, you know, so glad I had my 3 steps, or it'll be completely unrelated and it will be just something funny to make people laugh. And I like to keep my page positive, because that's what most people come to me saying. It's like, oh, like you really inspire me, or like, oh, I really needed to hear that today. So the first non-negotiable is I post first thing in the morning. I put some sort of post on Facebook, whether it be Thrive related or not Thrive related. I put something on. My second non-negotiable every day is follow-ups. I do follow-ups every single day. And it could be from somebody like a week before. I'll scroll way back down through my messaging and I'll start, because half the time I skip people and I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot to message somebody. So I'll scroll way down and I'll be like, okay, and I'll click into each message every single day and just make sure that I messaged back somebody, or I answered the question, or if it was somebody who was like, oh, I'm gonna think about it, I make sure I follow up. So I definitely do follow-ups every single day. Third non-negotiable, that's too many. 5 is just too many. That's that's way too many. That's way too organized.
I just, I don't know.
So we'll leave it with my birthday tip. That was a good tip. Let's just leave it there.
Good enough. That was a good. Okay, so the next one was, how do you launch your new promoters?
What?
How do you launch your new promoters?
I like doing one-on-one. I always, obviously, first I'll add them to my team chat, and then I only add them to your team page. I don't add them to every single team page out there because I think it's just too much. So I add them to just your team page, my team chat, and I'm huge on mentoring one-on-one. So I don't like them asking all the questions in my team chat. I like them coming to me personally because I want to make sure that I'm giving them the correct answers and that they feel like they have a leader who's actually there for them. Because I know my last leader signed me up and then it was kind of like, hey, bye, you're on your own. So I mentor one-on-one. I help them with post ideas. Obviously, I'm not telling them what to say because it's not coming from them. And I'm always like, okay, well, let's tell your story. Let's be you. Let's share, why did you come to me? What made you reach out to me? What made you feel like you needed these products? And I'll have them write up a draft and send me the draft of their post. And then I'm like, okay, well, you could fix this here. You could add this. You could take this out. I work very closely with each of them. I don't like to have them feel like, oh, like I signed them up just to get money and now you're on your own.
Right. Yeah, no, and I think that's super important. I think that when somebody signs up, when I enroll a promoter, if they do not hit their VIP 800, at least I feel like I failed them. Like, I'm not like, oh, like you missed that bonus. No, honey, we missed that bonus because it's my responsibility to help you. Like, you're going to get as many people in front of me as you possibly can, but it's my responsibility to help you seal that deal to get those VIPs. So if you're not putting the responsibility of your new promoters VIP 800, at least VIP 800 in your hands, then you're doing it wrong, because I absolutely take it personal. I absolutely feel like it's partially my responsibility if somebody doesn't get their bonuses, and I work very closely with them. I have a small little chat as well, and I'm in a few people on our team chat, but I also do a lot of one-on-one. I also am answering, one-on-one questions, and I'm talking to people, and I'm getting into 3 ways, and I'm helping them in any way that I can. I think you have to remember that when a promoter signs up and they're brand new, like, you want them to run and you want them to kind of be like ignorance on fire, but they also don't know anything, and they're also going to need your help. And when someone signs up, I just tell them, look, you don't need to know everything right now. All you need to do is get as many people, like literally gather as many people as you can and place them in front of me. Let me do this for you. And then you sit back and you watch and you listen, okay? And we get into 3-way chats, and I'm talking to people for them. And I don't even want them taking notes, because if you're taking notes, you ain't listening, okay? So let's get into a 3-way chat. Get onto a Zoom. I've done Zooms before. Let me help you. And so when you sign up a new promoter, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, even if you're like, I don't like videos, I don't like talking on the phone, I don't like chats, who cares? We have to get over ourselves if we want to grow our business, because I can't tell you a single 200K in this company who isn't doing videos, who isn't getting into Zooms, who isn't doing chats, who isn't doing calls, who isn't going to doing these things that they need to do. So step outside your comfort zone. My back itches. It's so weird. Sorry. And do whatever you have to do to get these promoters launched. Like, them getting their bonus is not only their responsibility, it is your responsibility as well. So the next question was, do you message people? Like, I don't know if they meant like about the products of the business or just in general, but like, just do you message people?
So I don't know how to take that, but as in cold messaging, never have I ever sent out a message and just like, hey, my name's Julie, I'm with Lavelle, I offer the 3 steps and this is how I don't do that. That's just not me. The only time I message somebody is if they comment on my post asking for information, or I'm not that person. If they like my posts, I'm messaging them, because then people aren't going to like your stuff. Like, they're never going to like it if they're like, oh, she's just going to hop in my inbox if I'm liking her post. So don't do that. Please don't do that.
Oh man, did she disappear for anybody else or just me?
Yeah, she disappeared, Katie.
The disappearing act. Oh man. Okay, so I think
She's magical.
she's just gone.
Magic trick.
So I guess like I'll just kind of answer that. I know where she was going with that, but so I also don't cold message you guys. I will never message somebody and say, I think you'd love these products, or I think you'd love this business. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, like I do struggle with this because I have heard. Oh, she said she left the meeting, so maybe she'll pop back in. I know Chastity Marie. She was messaged a message that was something like, hey, I think you'd be really good at this. And now here she is, right? Like millionaire, making all this money, 200K, like huge successful team. So I kind of do struggle. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do struggle sometimes. And I'm like, oh, but they'd be so good. But do I really want to like cold message? Because I tell people I don't cold message. And, it comes down to, if I don't have a relationship with you, if we haven't already like talked previously about anything ever, I'm not going to message you and say, hey, you'd be great at this business. But if I have a relationship with somebody and I've established that relationship, and maybe we've never talked about the business, but we can relate about our kids, and like, we have common ground and we talk often, then maybe I would be like, have you ever thought about like what I do? Because I know you see it. And I know that you want extra money for X, Y, and Z reason. Like, have you ever thought about it? Because I think you'd be really good at it. Like, there's a difference between just popping into someone's messenger and being like, hey, beautiful, I don't know if you ever thought about maybe income from your phone. And actually genuinely, like, telling one of your friends, like, look, like, this business has changed my life. Like, have you ever thought about it? I think there's a huge difference in those things. The next question for her was if she's ever been ignored, if she still messages people. I can't really, she's gone. So, if somebody ignores me, honestly, I'll wait a little bit. I won't message them again back to back about the products. Like, absolutely not. If I go to message them and my last message was about like a mini or Thrive experience or like being a promoter and they completely like ignore me, I'm not going to message them again about the products or business, but I might message them about their kids. I might message them about something that they've posted, or, where'd you get your outfit or your scarf, or how was Disney, or your kids feeling better, or, whatever, like, you get what I'm saying? But I won't back-to-back message somebody about products or the business if they previously ignored me. So I don't know where she went. Does anybody else want to throw something in there or ask a question? Maybe Kristen. Come on down. Is she still on here? Kristen, are you still on here? Oh, no, you're with Sophia. Okay. How do you go from asking about a question to leading to the product? I don't know what you mean, Daisy. I don't know what that means. Can you like rephrase your question, please? Oh, okay. So like if I were to message somebody and like say, hey, where'd you get those shoes? Like whatever, I'm messaging them. I don't lead into the product that way. The point of, I mean, eventually, yeah, like it might become a topic of conversation, but like I don't message them with the intent of I'm going to sell you a product. Like when I get on my social media and I get, oh, she's back. Oh my gosh. Okay. So real quick, when I get on my social media, I don't get on to go, who's going to bring me value today? I get on to say, who can I bring value to? So I'm not messaging people with the intention of, you're going to buy my product and you're going to join my team. I'm messaging them with the intention to build a relationship, right? So like, even if I were in the store, I could, compliment somebody, hey, I love your shoes. And we're going to go back and forth. And I might never bring up the product. That's fine. But I might get them on social media. I might get them on Facebook. And then eventually they're going to see my stuff. I don't have the intention of, I don't have like what do they call it? Like a motive. Like I don't have like some secret agenda. Like I actually hate your shoes. Like, I'm not like Regina George. Like, I love your bracelet. That's the ugliest bracelet I've ever seen. Like, that's not me. I'm not gonna go and compliment you on something that I don't think is worthy of a compliment just to try to sell you my product. I'm just gonna message you because I'm trying to build a relationship with you, and I'm trying to be your friend, and I'm trying to get to know you, and eventually it will lead into that. So Julie's back on. Hey, the last question that they had for you, and I kind of answered this already a little bit, but so you said you don't cold message and if they want to be messaged.
Correct.
What do you do if they you? Was the next question. Do you message them again, or
like if we've already started a conversation and then they ignore me?
Yeah, like they just kind of left you hanging.
I guess it depends. It depends who the person is, because I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I can tell if somebody's just like completely not interested. I feel like you can tell if somebody really just doesn't have the money. Like, that's completely understandable. So if I really believe that this person just doesn't have the money, I'm not going to keep messaging them. I'm not going to, because it's kind of like rubbing it in their face, like, hey. So no, I do follow up. But normally I'll wait a little. If it's somebody who says, okay, I don't have the money, I'm not going to message them 3 days later and say, hey, are you ready to sign up yet? But I will follow up with them probably in 3 weeks and say, hey, I just wanted to reach back out to you and see if you had time to save up the money to get started. Or if we have any promotions come up, then I'll message them and be like, hey, just so you know, we have 25 off this weekend, or hey, you can get free shipping. I actually just got a promoter that signed up in 3 days ago, I think, like 3 days ago, just by messaging and saying, hey, I have $25 off that you can get $25 back if you get your kit today. And that was the push that they needed. Sometimes it's just like the smallest incentive, or even for people to be thinking like, oh, hey, she's still thinking about me. Look, I got my phone charging and it's like sitting on the charger. So Timber. Okay, let's do this again.
So funny.
Okay.
And I love that you said that too, because when I joined, like, I was a baroque. I didn't have like 2 pennies to rub together, right? Like, we were living serious tight paycheck to paycheck life. And Kristen, because I signed up under Kristen, and she did that for me. So she gave me on my kit, and it's like she blessed me in a way that would I be here if she me? Would I be here? Would I have went 12K, 40K, 80K, 200K if she didn't offer that to me? If it wasn't an offer on the table, I wouldn't have been able to afford it. So would I be here? Would Brittany be here? Carly, Megan, Stevie, everyone know? I don't know. So for you to offer even just shipping, or $100, get an $80 bonus. Offer somebody half of that back. Offer them $40, right? You're still making money and you're blessing them. And maybe that blessing is what they needed. And maybe they're going to come in and they're going to be your next 12K. And they're going to run into your 40K, and they're going to sign up the next 200K. Like, you don't know. So if Kristen had never done that for me, I don't even know if half of us would be on this Zoom right now. So bless somebody. It's about, what'd you say? It's about serving and loving. And that's exactly it. I don't remember who said this, but to get what you want to get, you have to help other people get what they want to get. So really just worry about being a blessing and serving other people, and in turn that's going to help you and your business grow as well. So I love that. I don't know why you don't like getting on videos,
and I could talk somebody's ear off all day long in person. Like, if you're sitting in front of me, like, I will talk to anybody. I could be a stranger behind me in line at the store, and I'm like, hey, but when it comes to like this video thing, it's like, no, I don't like this. Like, hide me.
I know, you're like, I'm going to do a live on the 3rd Tuesday next month.
And then I don't do it.
So I love all your tips. I think your birthday thing, man, let me tell you, your birthday thing was awesome. Okay, so I don't see questions. Thank you so much for having me on. If you don't follow Julie, go follow her. her page is amazing for some serious inspiration. I was gonna say inspo, and then I realized that was really lame. So for some serious inspiration, go follow her page. She's great, you guys. Her kids are adorable, and she just like absolutely kills the business. And she's going 40K here soon, so stay tuned. And I don't see any more questions. So is there anything that you want to throw in at the last minute, or are we good?
I think just the last thing I would say is one thing that I preach to like my team is people buy you before they buy from you. So if people can't relate to you, they're not going to want to buy from you. They're not going to want to join your team. So if you're trying to copy and paste somebody else's post because it's a good post every other day, like nobody's going to relate to you. People know, like they're looking at, they're like, that's not you. You know, that's not how you talk. That's not like, so if somebody's taking a post of mine where I'm sitting here saying F this, F that, and you never swear, they're going to be like, okay, well, who's this person? You know what I mean? Like people want to relate to you. So if you want to get customers, if you want to get promoters, you have to be yourself. Like that's my biggest tip is just be yourself.
I totally saw a post the other day. Somebody copy and pasted it about she was sitting down talking about how she could work her business while she breastfed her baby, and she didn't
don't even breastfeed.
Didn't have kids. Okay,
that's terrible.
That's a prime example.
Terrible.
It's okay to use people's posts for inspiration. Like, you know, I'll send a post to Brittany, and I'm like, Brittany, does this sound okay? And she's like, it sounds so good. Can I twist it and reuse it? I'm just like, yeah, sure.
But you're changing the words up and making it fit yourself.
Make it yourself, guys. Being authentic is something so important in this business. Don't lose yourself to the copy and paste of what you know, a lot of network marketers do. The important thing is that you can be yourself and you can attract like-minded people, and you really grow your business that way. So thank you so much for getting on. Thank you times a million. When you said yes, I got so giddy. I was like, oh, wait, what? Did I read that right? Like, yeah. So thank you so much.
I know, and then you had to check up. You're like, so are you still good for 9 o'clock? I almost wanted to be like, no, I can't, just to see what you're saying. And then I'm like, no, I wanted that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for getting on. I'm sorry about the internet problems that we had real quick.
No, thank you.
Horrible. So we love you. I think I speak for everybody when I say that you crushed it and that your tips were awesome. So this will be recorded and uploaded into all of our pages, and I hope somebody got something good out of it. So thank you again.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.